how to raise 1,000 pieces of catfish to 1 kg. How to raise 1,000 pieces catfish to table size, which is 1 kg. So we are going to be using the floating fish feeds. Hello everyone, you are welcome to our catfish farm. My name is Tiki and I'm a catfish farmer. This is Tiki Fish Farm and Smoker. Today I want to show you how to raise catfish from juveniles to table size. And the type of table size is 1 kg. 1 kg size of catfish. I'm going to show you the calculations in catfish farming, the things to buy, the feeding plans, the things to watch out for, and what to do. At the end of this video, you will be able to understand the calculations in catfish farming, how to raise catfish. You will be able to tell your profit before you even stock catfish. The thing is, you don't need to know everything about catfish farming. You don't need to understand everything. You can learn on the go. You can start by renting a pond from a commercial farm. All you need is money to feed your catfish and somebody to put you through. So today we are going to be using one of the popular commercial fish feeds, which is Blue Crown. It is what I use on my farm. So I'm going to be doing today's calculation with Blue Crown. There are different ways in which you can raise catfish. So the type of pond that we are going to be working on is an earthen pond. This is a regular size of an earthen pond. This pond has the capacity to produce about 5 tons of catfish. We are only going to be focusing on juvenile. You buy your juvenile from a breeder, then you feed it for like 4 to 5 months and you can achieve 1 kg table size catfish. So one question I'm going to need you to work on is, if you're going to be practicing this, before you do it, you need to ask yourself, you do a market survey in your locality, go and visit people that buys fish, ask them how much they are buying 1 kg size of catfish, and I'm going to show you how to raise it. So let's get our board and get started. I'm going to be focusing on the calculations involved in the catfish farming. There are a lot of methods by which you can farm catfish. This is one of the easiest method. The reason why I say it's one of the easiest method is because you are going to be using the floating feed all through. The ready-made fish feeds from the feed store. You just buy, you don't need to make your feed. But it is not the cheapest method. With this one, your cost of production might be a bit high, but it is stress-free. So we'll start with this method first. Later, we'll go to other methods by which you can raise catfish. So for the purpose of this video, I am only going to be focusing on the things you need, the calculations to follow when you want to raise 1,000. So if you want to do 2,000, you can easily multiply the number of bags available by 2. Or if you want to do 10,000, it is always advisable to raise fish in good quantity. So fish farming is a business of numbers. The more you raise, the more profit you can get at a time. Please note that this is not the only way by which you can raise catfish. This is only the easiest method, the most stress-free method by which you can raise catfish, by depending majorly on fish feeds from the store, the ready-made one, especially the floating types. You just go to the store, you buy, and you feed your fish, and you will still make good profit. All you need to do is to have enough money to raise the catfish in numbers. So we are going to be working with 1,000 pieces. So when you want to do volume, you can do 10,000, you multiply it by 10. This is a template, the feeding plan to follow. So I'm going to say how to raise 1,000 pieces of catfish to 1 kg. How to raise 1,000 pieces catfish to table size, which is 1 kg. So we are going to be using the floating fish feeds. The recommended one is Blue Crown in an earthen pond. The pond type, the feeds, pond type, earthen pond. So to start, you need 1,000 pieces of juveniles. You can buy that from your breeder. 1,000 pieces of juveniles. In my location here, I think a juvenile goes for 45 naira. So 1,000 would be 45,000 naira. That is juveniles you will buy from your breeder. And because our target weight is 1 kg, 1 kg at harvest, I will advise that you buy 4 bags, 4 bags of 2 mm blue crown. There are different kinds of, this is the name of the type of fish feeds that I use around here. There are different types, but because I know the conversion of blue crown, that is why I am working with blue crown. 4 bags is equivalent to 60 kg. You have 4, that means 4 times 15. That is 1 bag is equivalent to 15 kg. Blue crown feeds. The current price of blue crown in my area is 14,000 per bag. So to get 4 bags, you'll be needing 56,000. This is how you are going to buy your fish feeds. It is always advisable to buy them at once. You will save cost. The price of feeds will not increase while you are feeding once you buy it at once. When you are buying, you look at the ones that has a long expiry date so that you can keep them for more than 6 months. So after buying 2 mm, you go to 4 bags of 3 mm. 4 bags of 3 mm is also 60 kg. It's also blue crown. And currently 3 mm is going for 12,900 in my area. So 4 times 12,900 is equal to 51,600. Then you will move to, this is 2 mm, 3 mm. As the fish are growing, you are increasing the size. This mm simply means the size of the dry feeds. The size, the bigger the fish, the bigger the size of the food that they are going to be taking. So you are going to be needing 16 bags of 4 mm. 16 bags of 4 mm. 16 bags is 240 kg. 4 mm is the same blue crown. They are floating. 4 mm currently is at the rate of 12,500. And 12,500 multiplied by 16 is equivalent to 200,000. After the 16 bags, you move to 6 mm. For 6 mm, you're going to be buying 60 bags. 60 times 15, that's 900 kg. That's 6 mm. Same blue crown. Currently now, 6 mm is at the rate of 12,000. So when you say 12,000 multiplied by 60, you're going to be having 720,000. This is all you're going to be needing for you to get your 1,000 pieces of catfish to 1 kg using blue crown fish feeds. So the total number of bags that you have used now, 84 bags. 84 bags is equivalent to 1,260 kg. And the total money that you have spent on feed and fish. You have to add the cost of fish to it. So the total amount that you'll spend on the fish feeds and the fish, don't forget the fish, which is 45,000. The 1,000 juveniles you bought at the rate of 45 naira is going to be 1,072,600 naira. This blue crown, the FCR, feed conversion ratio for blue crown, you need 1.25 kg of feeds to get 1 kg fresh fish. There are other expenses like security. It will take roughly 4 to 5 months before your fish can get from juveniles to 1 kg table size. If you are feeding twice daily, it will take you about 4 to 5 months. If you buy standard juveniles for you to harvest your catfish, that is the duration between 4 to 5 months. You feed twice daily, you feed once in the morning and once in the evening. So for security, let's assume you are paying 10,000 per month. For 5 months, that's 50,000. Farm hands, the person that is helping you to feed. These are just assumptions. Let's say you are paying 10,000 per month, you pay 50,000. Logistics, let's assume you bought all your fish feeds at a time and you hire a truck to carry all the fish feeds to your farm. Logistics, you spend 15,000. Pond preparation, you spend 20,000. The molding and the netting and everything for a pond. And let's assume pond rentage, you are renting a pond. You rent the pond for 5 months, 50,000. When we sum all this up, that's a total of 185,000 naira. If you add these other expenses to this your total cost on feeding and the fish, you will have 1,072,600 plus 185,000. You have a total of 1,257,600. So you will say it took 1,257.6 naira to raise 1 kg of catfish in 5 months. So you will now ask yourself, even before you do this, you need to ask around, that is your market survey. You need to ask people that how much are they buying 1 kg fish. If it is less than this amount, you have no business in catfish farming, except you can raise your fish lower than this. Remember I said there are a lot of methods. This is just the easiest method, not the cheapest. This is the easiest method if you don't want to go through stress, if you just want to be buying fish from the store and be feeding your fish for 5 months. This is how much your cost will be. Your cost will be 1,257 naira 6 kobo for 1 kg. So when you meet the market women and you ask them how much they are buying fish, if it is less than this, then you don't have a business in catfish farming. You can decide whether to do or not, rather than get into the business and start complaining. If the cost of selling is bigger than this in your area, then you remove this cost of production from the selling price. The reason why I'm not talking about cost of pumping, remember I said it's a netting pond. We use a netting pond and we don't pump water. We only pay for pond rentage, preparation, security, My advice is that when you want to do this, you need to do it in volume. Like I said, remember I said catfish farming is a business of numbers. You have to do it in bulk so that you can get a lot of money from it. Let's assume you are renting a 10,000 capacity pond. That is, you want to do 10 times 1,000 juveniles. That's 10,000 juveniles. You will now multiply this cost times 10. The cost of raising 1,000, which is 1,072,600 times 10. You will have 10,726,000. Can you see now? By the time you had this your cost, even if this cost increases to 300,000, if you had your cost, if it increases to 300,000 because of more expenses, more logistics, more security, more farm ends, more pond rentage, you still have 11,026,000 as a cost of producing 10,000 kg of catfish. If you now divide it by 10,000, you have your cost of producing 1 kg to be 1,102 naira 6 kobo per 1 kg. Can you see that your cost of production is reducing as you are increasing the quantity you are raising in your pond? So if you have any question, you can let me hear it in the comment section. Any mistakes that I've made, any addition, this is not final. There are other means. In another episode of this video, I'm going to show you another method which is cheaper but a little bit stressful. Your cost of production will be lower than this. It can even come to like 900 naira per kg. You make more profit, but it's going to be stressful. So this is just using floating feed all through for those who don't like to use sinking feeds. Can you see? So if you have been saying that catfish farming is not profitable, if you spend 11 million naira to produce 10,000 kg of 1 kg size catfish, and the cost of production will now be 1,102 naira, go and ask within your environment the people that buys fish, the quantity they buy and how much they buy 1 kg size catfish for. Then you can tell if the business is profitable or not. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.